Hey guys, Eternal here, and I'm here to give you another review slash rant about a certain anime that I watched a long time ago, but never really got to go into depth to. And this anime is called Akame Got Killed. And I have to be honest, it was one of my favorite ones, and it really was a great anime. And I'm a little sad because now when I read the manga, it's definitely better than the anime. But the anime was not bad. I didn't think it was bad, but I wish that they didn't take out the things that they took out that the manga had, because then it would have been a great anime, especially if they didn't censor it as much. I know in Japan it was a lot worse than it was here in the US and Western, but in my opinion, I think the anime was good still. I think it was okay. I would watch it again, but I would read the manga, which I have to get on. I have to read the latest chapter. But I'm gonna just put down, I'm gonna just talk about the story and the characters, then after that, I'll get into the rant about certain characters. Story wise, the story was good. It was basically standard, just about, you know, people wanted to overthrow the capital because the capital has really gone to shit, and everyone is getting murdered. And like Shampoo Anime Central said, I hate that my pet peeve is having little mite-sized emperors, little kids. But yeah, the story so far was just simple, easy to grasp on, nothing super crazy. But characters wise, I remember I watched Glass Reflections, aka Arcada's anime review on Akame Got Killed, about how he would prefer Akame over Tatsumi as a character because Tatsumi is the cookie cutter protagonist, which we just a typical protagonist. And to some point, I'd agree. I mean, I agreed with him. But I guess it would have been a little bit more interesting to know Akame's side of it and having her as protagonist, because then we'd be able to see events through her eyes instead of Tatsumi's eyes. I understood where he was going there. Now, Akame as a character, she's very mysterious, quiet. She doesn't really talk about her backstory or any of her past. All she cares about is just protecting her family in Night Raid and making sure that all her missions go well and that everyone can come home safely. That is and one day fighting her sister Kurome in a battle to the death. But other than those things, and putting an end to the Emperor in the capital and making way for the new revolution, that's mainly it. And now we move to Tatsumi. Through the first episode, we get to see that he wants to be someone very important and big in the capital, as he saves these two villagers who were apparently leaving the capital but were attacked by an earth monster, or whatever monster you want to call it. And he saved them by some amazing sword skills. And when they give him their gratitude, Tatsumi's like, well, you don't need to thank me because I'm going to be big in the capital someday. And then one of the villagers' attention got caught, and he says, no, you wouldn't want to do that because the capital has gone to shit, and you would probably want to go back to your village. Tatsumi, appreciating his gesture and advice, gladly says no and continues on his way. Little does he know how fucked up the capital is until later on in the series. But then we realized through flashbacks that he had friends there, but we never get to see him. Though when I saw it, I assumed that they were either dead or they got captured. But it was really awkward when that one girl came in the carriage and just suddenly talked to him when he's basically a homeless man. And it was setting up something. I'm like, I mean, of course he was a little skeptical about it, but who refused a bed and food? I can emphasize, I probably wouldn't refuse either, but at the same time, you don't know who this person is, and luckily for him, he didn't end up getting fucked like his friends did. Oops, I should have probably went more in depth with that. But through the regression of it, Night Raid, for some reason, Night Raid attacks this family. We don't know why. They don't go into depth with it. They just said that was just part of the mission, and that was funny. And then Tatsumi's like, Night Raid, and it was just funny. And then, freaking freaking Lubbock on the freaking line. He's like, oh, they're like little ants that have no idea what's going on. You ready, Akame? She's like, yeah, whatever. Just goes down and just wrecks. That's all she does. Now, Leone is just bad. She's really just bad. You know, she always teases Tatsumi because eventually it's hinted that she likes him, which she probably does. Mainly all the girls in Night Raid have something for Tatsumi. I don't know what it is. I thought they were going for a harem, but maybe it's just because Tatsumi is not really like all of them. He was like green cut guy that was pulled into the assassin path. Sorry about that. I had to lock my door so my brother wouldn't come in. But anyways, um, yeah, she would tease him, and then for some reason, no, I'll save that for the rant. But now, and Leona is just basically she lived in the slums. She wasn't, in the low class until, certain things happened, and well, I mean, she ended up with Ivory. I don't know. They don't really go into depth with that. But let me move on to someone else. Mine. Now, mine, she's just a typical tsundere character who doesn't really show any interest in Tatsumi. She's just there, the sniper of the group. But she's a good ass shot. I won't lie about that. But it's just she's just. I think she's one of the unique ones, or really the exceptional characters, because she came from. She's not really from the capital at all. She was from somewhere else, and then she suffered from discrimination, like in today's time period. So it kind of grabbed my interest about her having to be discriminated in the capital, and she wants to get rid of discrimination and better the capital itself by putting in a new revolution. So, that was just my quick assumption of her character. Now, Shelley is an airhead. We know she even said she's an airhead. But she's really not a bad character when you really go into her backstory and flashbacks. I mean, her friend. I understand that she was scared, but at the same time, she protected her from potentially getting killed right in front of her friend. Like really, she in a sense they were right to sell that off as self defense because the guy went batshit crazy, and he would have most definitely probably would have killed her on the spot, regardless of whoever was there. So I mean, maybe Shelley went a bit overboard, but at that time of panic, she did what she had to save her friend, and that in the end of the day, that's what mattered to her the most. And then, it made me sad to hear that her friend never spoke to her again after this incident. You could have at least said thank you and then say, but we can't be friends anymore after that. It was really tragic for me, and then moved on. But what made it interesting, even though she's an airhead, when the guy's friends approached her, they told her that they killed her family, but she showed no emotion whatsoever, nothing at all. Had a stone cold face the whole entire time, and remained completely relaxed. And then proceeded to eliminate every single one of them in quick fashion with a kitchen knife. And they all had katanas and swords. When she had a kitchen knife, one of them fat ones, and she killed them all. Like, that is some crazy shit. It really is. And then she's like, well, maybe my airheadness is a blessing because I can turn and turn off and kill people. That's how she told Tatsumi. That's how she said she saw it, which was funny. But now I guess I can go with who else? Remember Night Raid? Oh yeah, Lubot. No, I said his name. Lubach. I think so. I'll just call him Lobo. But he's just a typical perverted character who wants to just get a sneak peek, mostly at Leone's backside. Just want to just see them when they're bathing, and he gets caught all the time. and then he tries to make Tatsumi do it, but it backfires because the women know Tatsumi's not brave enough to do that. He's more of the shy, gentleman type of guy, even though he's an assassin, you know. But LeBlanc is pretty cool too, especially his Tegu, the dragon's teeth. I think that's what they call it, and it's amazing. It's like the string is almost indestructible in a way, but it's cool of how how he uses it. He's creative and he uses it in many different ways, especially against that one dude that was chasing him. And then he thought that he could force the string from getting through his neck and use his beard to try to, you know, take the force, but when actuality it went right through his throat, killing him. And the girl was like, now we have to take you seriously. But it was just, it's just how he uses his Tenku, and he uses it in so many different creative ways that it's just cool. He's a cool character, and it really made me sad that he died, you know. But I'll go into the deaths of the characters later on as I'm ranting about it. Who else? Uh, Aniki, I guess. I forgot his name. It's slipping through my mind, but he's good. He's a good character. He was more of a brother figure to Tatsumi and always teaching him and trying to better him as an assassin. And he was always there, even though he was gay and probably had feelings for Tatsumi. But at the end of the day, he cared for him like his own, and it was sad to really see him go. But at the same time, his death was the focal. I wouldn't. Well, it was a focal point, but I would say the progression of Tatsumi becoming stronger, because I think that if Aniki survived, Tatsumi would probably be not there yet, but it would be a lot slower than when we saw him actually pushing himself to be being better. It was because of Anaki's death that made him go into overdrive with his training and really, really pushed him to really becoming better and stronger to prevent his death and his own teammates' death. And so that was more that struck him hard. Though I mean between Anaki's and Shelley's, I think both of them had a devastating effect on him. But I think, in my opinion, I think Shelley's death was probably the most effective on him. I think because I think he liked her and she liked him, and she was the first female, or at least the first member of Night Raid to really understand his issues and problems. And I think that really meant a lot to him, and I really think it really devastated him when she died. Because if she didn't die, I would say 90% of that would have been Tatsumi and Shelley instantly together. That's it. It would have been a wrap. But all characters have to die, sadly. But well, that goes into question. Um, I guess I can talk about the leader of Night Raid. I mean, she's I don't think she's really all that strong, but she has a lot of experience since she was the partner of Estef. So she knows Estef better than anyone, seeing her power, how devastating it is, how strong she is, her strategy, her mindset, everything. She has plans on top of plans on top of plans on how to deal with Estef. And she's really she's just normal. She's serious, but at the same time she keeps all Night Raid around, and she trusts them unconditionally, excuse me. And she's more of the laid back type. I should talk with Shelley. Wait, no, I already did. Chelsea, my bad. Chelsea. No, Chelsea. We didn't really get to know her that well, but we knew that she's been an assassin for a long time, and she used to have comrades, and they died, and she was the sole survivor of that crew. And when she was taken in to become his Night Raid, the first thing she said to everyone was, that Lobo's death and Shelley's death were, I wouldn't say meaningless, but, they could have been pretended, or they weren't as good of assassins as they should be, and it rubbed some of them the wrong way. But in her own way, she was trying to make them better and to push themselves so that they won't die as easily, or just to be, more durable. And in her own way, she was trying to help them and not be much of a douche or just rub them the wrong way. the progression of it, we know that she develops feelings for Tatsumi because of his sweet and innocent nature, and she comments on it, that saying that itself could be Tatsumi's downfall. And I think that was, to a certain extent, when he saved the people from the city from the building falling on top of them. He pushed himself. He already pushed himself, but he pushed himself even further past, his own breaking point when he saved them. But that's something Tatsumi would do. So I think that played in to what happened to him at the end of the series. But I guess now I'll go into my rant. I will start with Tatsumi. What really Now mine and Tatsumi, it worked. It worked. They would always be together. They would always argue. It was obvious. It was plain as day. But what pissed me off was when, after her death, I mean, we know that they would have gotten together, but it pissed me off that they killed her off when she fought against everyone. Yes, we know she put all her power into it, but still, she should have been able to survive. And then after her death, and I know it meant a lot of Tatsumi, but they never give them a full chance to actually be lovers and couples at all. It was just a one and done, sweep under the rug type of deal. And it really pissed me off because it could have been something more. It could have been the central drive for both of them. I know it was for mine, but it could have been a serious drive for both of them to really survive. And then even after her death, Tatsumi is still going for Akame. Am I the only one that sees that? Really? He After the entire deal with her sister and having to kill her, literally kill her, he's like, I won't let anyone else die, and it just seems like he's switching the girl from girl. I can't say that. I mean, but I can in that particular fashion. I think it was like that, and that's what really got me. And it was just ridiculous. And I was just like, really, why are you now moving to a common? You just had mime, and now you're moving to a common. Like that's a little messed up. It really is. That's a little messed up. And then my other rant is with him and Esteth. Why is he not getting with Esteth? Who would resist something like that? She is prime real estate. She has the power. She has the body. She has the mind. She has everything you need. Everything. And I mean everything. And she is madly in love with him. And yet he's afraid. Yeah, I would be afraid too. But she is right there waiting for you. Oh my god. Like, this dude's an idiot. An idiot. Why? Why do you not hit that? It's stupid. It really is. It really is dumb. But I'm gonna move past that because I'm like freaking getting upset. But the next person I'm gonna talk about is, well, not next person, but certain deaths of characters. Now, let's talk about Luvox. How he falls and conveniently lands on a spear that goes through him. Really? Like, and then the gravitational time thing. I don't think that wasn't even in the manga. That was something they pulled out of their pants. But it was just weird because it could have been prevented. Like, he could have possibly rolled over or something. It's kind of like stupid that he would conveniently land where you know what I mean. I don't know. That was just. I think that was just like an. I don't believe that. I don't believe that one. But now mine's death was weird because I think she really could have survived, but I think that they just wanted her to die right there since she just really just broke her tegu and it was just said and done. It's just I really think she could have survived. I honestly think she could have survived. I really think she could have. But and then Tasmi was broken, but at the same time it was just why what really made me upset was why put them together if you're just gonna kill her off the next episode? You know what I mean? Like, really, that was just a waste of time. If it wasn't gonna progress, if it wasn't even gonna be for a while or long at all, it was only gonna last for one episode. But then again, this series is killing off its characters, so I guess I can be a little lenient on that. Now, Tatsumi stuff. When I first watched it, I was like, "What the heck?" You know, that was an easy way out. But then, as I freaking watched it again and again, I was like, "Well, he did lose a lot of blood, and he was basically done." But at the same time, I think that was just their easy way of killing Tatsumi. I mean, because we all knew he wasn't ready to fight Estes. No way he was ready to fight Estes. No way. No way. He would have died either way. But it just really kind of made me mad because that was just their way of killing him off. I just think that shouldn't have really killed him. It should have weakened him severely, but I don't think it should have killed him. Now, Wave. I like how Wave. I mean, I love Wave. Wave is basically the same as Tatsumi, but it's funny how he fights Tatsumi, and he's doing okay. But then, as he's actually a threat. But then when he fights the machine, he doesn't even last long. And Tatsumi's the one is the one freaking gritting his teeth and still fighting. It's just funny to me. They totally power down Wave when he's freaking powerful in the manga, like really powerful, like bullshit crazy powerful. And it's just stupid how they downgrade some of the characters in the series when they're more powerful than they seem, and it's just weird. It's just not right. It really is not right. But anyways, I just wanted to go into a rant, and I wanted to give you my thoughts on Akame Got Killed. I'll probably have another anime rant or discussion up soon or tomorrow. But I hope you enjoyed this rant. And as always, stay virtuous, and I'm eternal. I'll see you next time.